If there is any financial knowledge that everybody must have is tax analysis, because many times we labor and have our profit only to give greater portion of it to the government. There is nothing actually bad in it, but at the same time, there are a lot of ways that even governments provide there for us to maximize. So talking about tax analysis, the critical word in it is optimize. The use of tax analysis is to optimize our tax strategies and also compliance with tax laws. Many times when an entrepreneur wants to comply on the side of tax rules, they are not optimizing their tax strategies, because tax planning actually should go ahead of tax compliance. But many times entrepreneurs start their businesses and not looking after the tax implication that this is going to bring about to their organization. Even on the personal finance side of things, there's a way to go about our employment, our pay as you earn, that we will optimize our tax strategy, and there are ways in which our tax compliance becomes burdensome to us. Tax analysis, basically we can divide it into tax planning and tax compliance. Please don't forget to subscribe to Chichens Associates, like us, and comment if need be. The email address is in the description so that you can reach out to us. Having said that, in tax planning, we talk about strategic arrangements of our finance to minimize tax liability. We tread carefully not to err, but at the same time, we know that when we plan very well, we can maximize our tax advantages. Even government wants us to. Many times governments put tax laws for different purposes, and when we know the spirit of that tax law, we can key into it. There are some nations, some countries that basically they want their country to and citizens to grow their GDP, and they give more tax savings and the like to entrepreneurship, but many people will not key into it. And sometimes countries provide tax laws to favor the employment side of the, should we call it, the game of business or resources, but the employees do not know how to go about their tax planning. Befriend to your CFO, befriend your tax person, befriend your accountant in your organization. Even though you may be operational manager, you may be HR, even be a storekeeper, it doesn't matter, because those finance experts, they can advise you even on how to strategically plan, even on your pay as you earn. Having said that, tax analysis is to plan strategically and to comply and to ensure we optimize our tax strategy. The second side of tax analysis is tax compliance, which ensures adherence to the tax rule and tax regulations. Many times we want to comply, but by the time we comply, we find it becoming burdensome because our tax planning is weak. What is the implication or the application rather of tax analysis is to reduce our tax burdens to the barest minimum and maximize our tax or after tax returns. From G James Associate Channel, my name is Benga Olatunji FCA. Next, we will be looking at investment analysis. And before we go into that, let's quickly recap tax analysis. Basically, the keyword is optimization, to optimize our tax strategy and to ensure we comply faithfully and advantageously. For us to do that, tax planning must go first, then tax compliance should follow. And if we do it properly, strategic arrangement of our finance will ensure minimization of our tax liability, and our tax compliance will ensure we've adhere so that there won't be tax penalty, and if for any reason there will, it will be so minimal on us as individuals or collectively as a corporate organization. The application basically of tax analysis is to reduce tax burden and to maximize our after-tax return. So next on analysis, join us.